Story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning and welcome to Story Time. Thank you for being here. First of all, apologies, a few last minute adjustments that needed to be made and of course pushed us back a few minutes, but we're here. Story Time is here. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you for your patience in joining us, and of course I hope that you're ready for a wonderful story today. Just not a lot has happened, as you know, this past week, and just lots to think about. And also maybe we may be asking ourselves, what are some ways that we can galvanize, ways that we can organize in our communities, in our areas? And so let us see how we can find those ways. And today we have a book, and this one is called What Can a Citizen Do? Yes, indeed, what can we do in our communities? I know that it should not be on us to be pushing and making sure that the right things happen, but it is a situation that we find ourselves in, and let us make sure that we find those spaces. And I think something that I heard this week this weekend that was important was somebody did mention that we need to organize, find people who have different skill sets, come together and push forward with that. So hopefully that in your area, you know, it's a safe space, and also that we are able to find these communities that we can help push together. Let's make our voices heard, and if you're able, let us be out there on those protests. Let us make sure that we're making our voice heard. And indeed, it is such a shame when the highest court in the land can just push away human rights like that. And so just lots to share this morning and to talk about, but also just little reminders as we go this week that we're stronger together, and we keep moving, we keep organizing, and keep holding our leaders accountable. It is a travesty what's happening, but thank you so much for joining in Story Time. Glad to be here with you today, indeed, and I'm glad that indeed you're here. You know, I do not take your time for granted. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate your community. I appreciate the strength that you bring to this platform. Thank you so much for joining in, and I hope that you're ready for this one today. Coming to you from Chronicle Books and Dave Eggers and Shawn Harris, and this one is called What Can a Citizen Do? I hope you're ready for this one. Thank you so much for joining in. We're bringing it back to story time after a long time. Not a very long time, but it has been at least about 8 months, I think. So it's been quite a minute, but I'm glad that we're here together and back for this wonderful book. Out here in Oakland, very cloudy today, at least for now. I can't remember if it's able to open up, but it is going to get pretty hot. I think we're looking at about close to 80, 76 to 80. But then, of course, the inland, if you're around here in the Bay Area, the inland areas will be as high as the mid 90s. So just look out for weather, check your weather forecast in your area, and just be ready, be prepared as you go outside. How is it where you are? Thank you so much for joining in Story Time today, and I'm glad that we are here together. We do have an amazing lineup coming up, and of course it will be all up on the platform so you can see what's coming up, and lots of encouraging stories this week to continue strengthening us as we continue to push for human rights. Thank you so much for joining in. And it's always so weird to be saying that here in America that we need to be holding people accountable and making sure that human rights are upheld. But of course, that creature always rears its ugly head every now and then, so we need to stump it out. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime, and welcome. Let us see who is with us this morning, ready to enjoy a wonderful story, and of course ready to encourage each other. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Good morning, good morning. How are you doing, Irene? Good to see you here. Thank you so much for joining in. It is indeed lovely to see you here on the live with us. Always enjoy the videos. Well, thank you indeed. And I always enjoy when you leave us a message there and we're able to say hi and just know that you were there. We appreciate you so much, and I hope that you are well indeed. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Welcome today, Irene. I am glad that you're here with us, of course, for this book coming back, a favorite here on Storytime, coming back for another time, another reading. And this one is called What Can a Citizen Do? And it is written by Dave Eggers and illustrations are by Shawn Harris. Thank you so much for joining in. Good morning to you, Amanda, Sarah, and Nathan. How are you doing out in sunny and much cooler Illinois? We hope you had a wonderful week last week. It was a good one indeed. A bit busy, but good. A bit busy, but good indeed. And of course, just the news items were kind of deflating, as you may know by now, as you know by now. Thank you so much for joining in, and glad that you are here with us. Appreciate you, and thank you for joining in. What can a citizen do? Indeed, how can we organize ourselves and make sure that human rights are upheld? Thank you so much for being here on Storytime. Amanda, one more time, good morning to you, and of course, Sarah and Nathan, thank you so much for joining us. Good morning to you. How are you doing today? Garrick, Theo, and Kate out in Pittsburgh. Good to see you back on Storytime Live. I am glad that you're here, and I hope that in the meantime you've been able to enjoy all the stories that we have in our archives, and indeed, hopefully that you are doing well out where you are. How is the weather today out in Pittsburgh? Thank you so much for joining in, and welcome to Storytime. We'll be getting started with our story very, very shortly. I am glad that you are here with us indeed. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. And please, as always, let us know you're here, where you're joining in from, and who is joining in with you. All right. Good morning to you. How are you doing, baby Bia? And Amanda, and you're saying it is hot and sunny out in Seattle. It's supposed to be 90 today. Oh my goodness. Please take care of yourselves. And I hope that you find those spaces that you can cool yourself. And oh my goodness, that is pretty hot. Yes, that sounds like the inland parts of the Bay Area today. That will be that high and even higher. Thank you so much for joining in, and say happy start to our Monday here today with this wonderful community after such a gut-punching and infuriating last week. Amanda, couldn't have put it better myself. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's exactly what it was. He's just, thought so deflated. And you talk about this, we've talked about Roe, we've talked about the possibility of things like this happening, and with the leak, you kind of knew it was coming, but being in the reality of it, just it's horrible. It's a horrible feeling. It's it's hard to wrap my head around that people can do that. That people who've been entrusted with such responsibility in our highest court can do that, and some people are celebrating and thinking of what damage this is doing. It is very disappointing. But I hope that together we can build, together we can keep encouraging, and like I was talking about earlier, somebody did say, let's find those people, like-minded people. Let's find people that we can organize with. And of course, people with different skill sets, bring them in and let's organize. There's people who are good at one thing. Some people are good at graphic design. Some people are good orators and so on. Like, find all those people and let us, form these groups and go out there and organize, because we have to. We need to. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Glad you are here, though. And I hope that, as this story encourages us today, it also gives us a little escape from the news and everything that is happening. But also, as we leave, I hope that we leave here strengthened and ready, to face what's upon us right now. It is terrible indeed. Thank you so much. It is very disappointing when you feel like you cannot have trust in the highest court, and it's just so scary to think of all the other things that this Supreme Court may reverse, and it's scary. But yeah, let's just continue to encourage each other. Everything strength. Find ways in which we can take care of ourselves, but also really galvanize. And I have been looking for ways myself to make sure that I'm involved in my community, signing petitions, being out at marches, everything that I can do. And please, if you have ways, continue sharing those ways in which you are advocating. And yes, we can learn from you, and also, take a leaf and try doing that as well. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. And please remember to check in on our friends, to check in on our neighbors, because this has been terrible. I've found meeting friends who just sit it like this, just, just the weight of all of it just coming down on us pretty hard. So yeah, let us remember to check in on our friends, check in on our neighbors, encourage each other. And yeah, do have a great book to kick us off and to encourage us today too. I know it is hard, but we have to lift ourselves, and we have to just keep going, and keep turning up. Thank you so much for being here. And I cannot tell you how thankful I am to have this space, to have everybody out here today to share together, to talk about this. Because sometimes it's so easy to just sit and have all these feelings, but it's good to just let it out, and to have a space that we can share and continue to encourage each other. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. Glad you're here, Amanda. Absolutely appreciate you. And of course, good morning to you, Chris and Mitchell Adams. And you're saying it is rainy and humid out in Vermont. Well, thank you so much for joining in. And Bowden, we send you love as well. Thank you so much. And you say thank you for this amazing message and a reminder. Absolutely. No, thank you here today, for providing me some strength as well. It is much needed, and I know that we really need to hold each other close, and whether virtually or indeed those that we have near us, to make sure that we're pushing on and we're carrying on. Yeah, I hope you're ready for today's story. Thank you for being here. Love everybody that is here. And I know, like when you have spaces like this, you realize that it is not all doom and gloom. There's so much love in this world. There's so many good people that we're in this together, and we'll continue to fight. We shall not be silenced. We shall not be put down. Thank you so much for joining in. Get ready for our story, and this one is called What Can a Citizen Do? This one coming to you from Dave Eggers and Shawn Harris, and also reading it with permission of Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Thank you indeed for joining us. Absolutely love it that we're here together. Let us read our book today and be encouraged. And of course, thank you for the wonderful opportunity to be in conversation as well. Join me on the other side of this short message, and we'll be right back. Thank you indeed for being here on Storytime.
This is Anika Moroz-Reese, author of The Teacher's Pet, Watch Out for Wolf, Love Sophia on the Moon, the Anna Banana chapter book series, and Hide and Don't Seek and other very scary stories. And you are watching Storytime with Mr. Lamata.
Thank you, Anika. Absolutely love it. Appreciate you. And for those of you that have not read Hide and Don't Seek, you should definitely find it. It is indeed a wonderful book, and I appreciate it, and I hope that you do too. And find it at anikamorozreese.com. But for today, we do have a wonderful story as well to go with this day, this week, to encourage us. And this one is called What Can a Citizen Do? This one written by Dave Eggers, illustrations by Shawn Harris, and read with permission of the publishers, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Here we go. What can a citizen do? Dave Eggers, and art by Shawn Harris, and read with permission of Chronicle Books of San Francisco. What in the world can a citizen do? What in the world can a citizen do? What can we do indeed? Who can a citizen be? A citizen is just like you. A citizen can plant a tree. A citizen is just like you. A citizen can plant a tree. So true. A citizen can help a neighbor. A citizen can join a cause. And oh, how we need you to join our cause right now. A citizen can help a neighbor. A citizen can join a cause. A citizen can write a letter. A citizen can help change laws. And we want to change them for the better. Not regressing, taking 100 million steps backwards. A citizen can write a letter. A citizen can help change laws. A citizen can help change laws. A citizen can right a wrong. A citizen can turn things round. A citizen can get things right side that have been upside down. A citizen can right a wrong. A citizen can turn things round. A citizen can get things right side that have been upside down. A citizen should be engaged. A citizen should care and care. A citizen should be engaged. A citizen should care and care. A citizen should build things, save things. A citizen can be a bear. So true. A citizen should build things, save things. A citizen can be a bear. Yes, a citizen can be a bear. A citizen can be a kid. Yes, a citizen can be a bear. A citizen can be a kid. A citizen can wear pink pants. They can wear whatever color pants they want. A citizen cannot stay hid. No. A citizen cannot stay hid. A citizen's not what you are. A citizen is what you do. Oh, yes. A citizen's not what you are. A citizen is what you do. A citizen cannot forget the world is more than you. A citizen cannot forget the world is more than you. Let's remember that. We are part of a society. We are indeed. We're part of a society. One full of joy and pain. We're part of a society. One full of joy and pain. A land of latticed people. None of us the same. A land of latticed people. None of us the same. And with your help, just one, help one lonely soul, what do you think will happen? And if we help just one, help one lonely soul, we open doors, we bring in light, we bind us all and make us whole. Yes, if we help just that one lonely soul, that one hurting soul, we open doors, we bring in light, we bind us all and make us whole. So forget yourself a second. Grab a shovel or a pen or a banner. Don't you dare doubt that you can. Do something for another, and don't you doubt that you can. Yes. Do something for another, and don't you dare doubt that you can. Everything makes an impact on a bigger big than you. It does. Everything, even our smallest of actions, makes an impact on a bigger big than you. And it all starts with the question, what can a citizen do? That's the end. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time today. Food for thought there for sure. Coming to you from Dave Eggers and Shawn Harris, and of course, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Big thank you to all of you for joining us here on Story Time today, and indeed for being here to encourage each other, to remind each other. I know that right now, many of us are feeling down. Any well-meaning human being in the US right now should be feeling, awful. And what can we do? What can we do as citizens? I know that it's a heavy weight that is upon us, but we just have to show up. We have to turn up and find ways in which we can help, because as you can see, the oppressors, the people that are pushing for, that are against human rights are fighting hard. And so we gotta turn up. We have to turn up and push right back, because this assault on human rights is not ending, and it does not seem to be going away. So I hope that you find spaces in your area. Please ask around, look for organizations that we can donate to if we're able. Find those spaces that we can go and organize and be out there. We have to be out there. We have to be sending in those petitions, and we have to find ways to help organizations. We cannot do every part of the fight, but indeed there are people who are representing like legal means and so on. And so let's find those spaces. Let's see how we can push the message, how we can get it out there. And remember too, if you're able, please turn up and vote. Turn up and vote. This is no time to sit back on our laurels. As you can see, yes, this fight is upon us. It's on our doorsteps. It's our neighbors, it's our friends, it's our brothers and sisters, it's everybody that we know. everyone, no matter how they identify, this is a fight that has been brought to us, and we need to absolutely be present, and that means, in our own small ways, take part. It is very disappointing when we see, people, especially people with means, just treat others like they don't matter. And I think things have been like that for far too long. We need change, and we talk about it all the time. And but you can see, the people that are affected, of course, the black and brown communities, the poor communities, yeah. And I see some people celebrating, and you wonder, like, right now you see it. I teach little kids, and you see just the threat to their safety that is there with laws like this. And I hope that, we continue to really speak up and push back, and also actually be active. I know that, like, we can put stuff on the internet, we can share things, but also if we're there, our presence matters. Let's make those numbers. And I thank you all for being here today, allowing me this space to share with you. And yeah, and also just I hope that you enjoyed the story and you find it encouraging. I know that this has been a tough past few days, and we'll try and be back with our upbeat story time as always. But yeah, some things are just heavier and they hammer you down, and you find yourselves on your knees. And yeah, we just have to try and get back up. Thank you so much for joining me on Story Time today. I hope that you have a wonderful day despite all this. I hope that you have a wonderful day today. I hope that you go out there encouraged, and of course, please do check in on others. And also remember too that even for you that are the strongest among us, you also need help. You also need shoulders to lean on. So please do not go at it alone. Make sure that you're also finding those spaces, speaking up for yourself, and taking care of yourself. Thank you so much for being here on Storytime. I am glad that we were here together. We're back again tomorrow. Yes, we're back for more encouragement and indeed reading together and building community. And tomorrow we'll be reading Get Up, Stand Up. Yes, these words from Bob Marley that ring true over and over again. And it is a time, it is a call. We are called to action this time. Get up, stand up, and we're needed in our communities. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. I hope to see you tomorrow for that lovely book coming to you from Sidela Mali and John J. Kabwe, and of course, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Thank you so much for joining in today on Storytime. I will see you again tomorrow for more Storytime. Let us see one more time who was with us today, enjoying the wonderful story that we had on Storytime. Thank you indeed. One more time, Chrissy Mitchell Adams. Thank you from out in humid and rainy Vermont today. Well, thank you for joining us, and indeed, thank you for being here and for being part of our community. We appreciate you and we send you love. Thank you so much, Kate, for joining us. Absolutely appreciate you. Say such a wonderful message, especially today. We appreciate you. Well, I appreciate you so much. And, I appreciate just knowing that you're here with your little ones. And as we continue, to share with our little ones and to encourage them too. We know that they're better human beings than we are, and let us not allow this world to bog them down. Let them enjoy. And also I have hope for the future for these little ones. And thank you for guiding and really being here. And I hope that these conversations are beginning to happen right now in your homes, or are happening already. And yeah, we can only guide our little ones, but also learn from them. We see the joy, the purity, the honesty that they bring to things. And I hope that, that can be, can come to us as adults as well. Thank you so much for being here on Storytime today. Absolutely appreciate it. Amanda, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. And you say, yes, gut punch and infuriating last week. I think that sums it up for all of us, I'm pretty sure. Thank you so much for joining in. Garrick, thank you for being here. Theo, thank you for being here. Baby Bia, thank you for being here. Irene, good to see you back on Storytime. Sarah and Nathan, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here on Storytime. I'll see you again tomorrow for more Storytime and indeed more encouragement, as it is much needed right now. Thank you so much for joining in. And please, as you're coming through across different resources that can help galvanize, please send them my way, and I will try as much as possible to put them on the Storytime platform so we can keep sounding that message right here on Storytime as well. Thank you indeed for being here. I send you love, warm wishes, and indeed encouragement, and I hope that you can also just extend a hand to that person next to you and indeed encourage them as well. Let us think of our kids. Let us think of what kind of world that we are living them. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. I'll see you again tomorrow for more Storytime. For today, please, my encouragement for today is look for a space that will help push back against these awful decisions, this assault on human rights that is happening. Please find those spaces and let us continue to build together. Thank you so much for being here. Much love from me. I'll see you again tomorrow for more story time. Bye-bye.
Story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be